Yo, it's your man 4i, and you're watching Next Up Magazine.
You wanna be hardcore?
So basically, like 4i is kind of 4. There's like a little thing that kind of goes with it. It's 4 is the vibe and the I is the vision. Where basically 4 in numerology has like real positive vibration sort of things, and it really represents me well in terms of like what comes with it. Because the actual number 4, what it means is like being well organized, having high morals, that sort of thing, and just like hard working. And not too long ago when I was actually reading it, like reading number 4 in numerology, not that I've studied it too deep. When I was actually going through it, I was like, flip, like, this actually sounds a lot like me as a person, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, that just sounds dope. And then the I is basically just being aware of everything that's around you, just being aware of your surroundings and knowing what's going on, and that level of enlightenment, which is just that higher level of consciousness as well. So I just put the 4 and the I together, and that's how I kind of came to it really. But it was funny because originally with the name 4i, I didn't really have a proper reason why I should call myself 4i. It just resonated with me at the time, and it wasn't until like maybe like the last year where I was like, then it made sense to me. It's like, oh, this is what it actually means. You know what I mean? So it kind of came after the meaning to the name before I actually knew it. So yeah, it's a bit weird. In terms of just the sound, the direction of the music, in terms of just the songwriting, the level of skill and stuff, there's been like a huge, you know, transition. I think with Concrete Jungle Headhunters was a great like sort of taster in a way, do you know what I mean? And me kind of just warming up, and I had a lot of things on my chest I wanted to say at the time, you know, because that was a lot of material that I had from like school and college, and I just thought, man, I want to put this stuff out. Where Soul Rich, the new one, is a little bit more where me and Rui, me and DA have sat down and we've actually, you know, gone through track by track, worked on each one specifically, and actually, you know, made this project the way it is. Where Concrete Jungle Headhunters was a bit of DA, some YouTube beats, do you know what I mean? Some beats from over there, you know what I mean? It was more just like a project that I just wanted to kind of vent in a way. I just wanted to vent, so yeah. It's weird, man. I don't know. You know what? Are you talking about the "With the Lord of Lords" or are you talking about both? I don't know, man. Like, what I tend to do when I usually get a beat, I try and catch the chorus straight away, because I think the hook is what hooks people in. Do you know what I'm saying? So sometimes I might just be chatting rubbish, like I might just sing something melodic over it, just talking rubbish, and then slowly I try and start piecing words to it. But with Crowns, I don't know, man, like the Lord of the Kings of Kings, it just started coming out. Do you know what I mean? It was just like that. It just sounds right. Do you see what I'm saying? And then like the other part, the beginning of both verses, where it's like, all over the rinsing sound, my mama rich man now. That bit was kind of just, I don't know, man, it just worked. Like when the drop came, again, I just said it, and it was just like, I'm putting that in. Do you know what I mean? I'll put that in. So yeah, I don't know, a lot of the hooks and stuff I want them to kind of come naturally, do you know what I mean, rather than too much thought process behind it. And yeah, it was just one of them ones really. The education system teaches people to stay in the system, do you know what I mean? Where I'm more about emancipating people and trying to break these chains, do you know what I mean, that we've put on ourselves in a way. And I just feel the educational system kind of just teaches people to be in a box, and not kind of come out of that box. And that's why I think throughout school, it's not that I was a bad guy, but I was just always questioning things, you know what I mean? Like, wait, why? Do you know what I mean? Like, I just used to question everything, and I always felt like that outsider, do you know what I mean? From school, but then that obviously resulted in me getting in trouble. So with Crowns, it was kind of more touching on that really, where it's kind of showing that everybody has self-value. Do you know what I mean? Forget what your grades say. forget what your, you know, what the school tramp, you know, when you're like, when they put you in a dumb class, do you know what I mean? And as much as they don't want to call it dumb class, you can't help but not see it as the dumb class, you know what I'm saying, as a kid. So it's them ones where it's kind of, Crimes was all about everyone's, you know, everyone's got greatness within them. Everyone's a king and a queen in their own right, wherever you come from, wherever you're going. But it was just, being in the educational system is where I thought I need to, what's the word, like, I just felt it could just resonated really well, do you know what I mean, with that sort of concept. And then as well, being a king and a queen, being young, growing up and stuff, so. I mean, with reggae, it's not so much of a conscious influence, do you know what I mean? It's more of a subconscious influence, because I listen to a lot of reggae music. But as I started growing older, the more reggae music I listened to, the more I started to hear it in the music without me actually realising it, do you know what I mean? It's not like I was like, oh, that's a sick song, let me see if I could do this, you know what I mean? It was more just like a natural sort of thing that kind of happened. So my dad used to listen to reggae music as well. So it's been something that I've grown up with, you know, my whole life. So it's definitely had an impact on me. And it, you know, with Soul Rich, it's definitely kind of shined through with the music as well. And I think it's just the whole sort of reggae music, the reggae culture, the reggae vibe, the lifestyle is definitely something that I've embraced. Do you know what I mean? It's definitely something that I could feel like, yeah, like I actually stand for this as well. Do you know what I mean? I could never say right now that, yeah, I'm a Rasta man, because I'm still on a journey. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, there's still a whole sort of, you know, just the culture in itself, the lifestyle and what it stands for is definitely something I've embraced, and I'm definitely going to carry on embracing it and moving forward with it. So reggae music is, and it's powerful, man. You know what I mean? There's nothing, for me personally, there's nothing like reggae music. Do you know what I mean? I listen to hip hop, I listen to rap, I'm a big hip hop fan. But I listen to everything. I listen to garage, I listen to drum and bass, I listen to just everything. But reggae is something that's just like, there's just something different about it. Do you know what I mean? It's just something completely different about it. And it's funny because even when I was doing some research on reggae music, I found that it's like one of the number one most listened to music in the world, like as a thing. But I was thinking, so why do they make the least money? Do you know what I mean? And then that's when it gets a bit political. You start looking at the messages and but yeah, I'm digressing into something else. But yeah, I just think reggae music is dope, sick. I get mistaken for a Rasta man a lot, and you know that's inevitable because obviously what I talk about, and there's certain phrases that I use and whatnot. Because like I said, I have been like, there was a point where I was really on this path where I was like, yeah, like I wanted to actually be a Rasta man. But obviously as I'm getting older now, and I'm starting to do a little bit more research into it. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily parting from the journey, but I don't know, I'm just kind of embracing everything. Do you know what I mean? And hopefully one day I'll be able to go, right, this is what I am, do you know what I mean? But right now I'm just a human being, appreciating life, so yeah. I think it's been able to keep my mind open, do you know what I mean, to the amount of possibilities that there are out there with music and culture and just life in general. Because my mum is Austrian, what a lot of people don't know, and my dad is black, British. Obviously from grandparents from Jamaica, parents from Jamaica and that. So, you know, I've had uncles and stuff that have been, you know, German, Austrian, you know, really white, Then at the same time, I also had the other side, which is my dad's side, which is black, Caribbean, descendants of slaves and whatnot. So, you know what I mean? There's a real, what's the word, diversity in my upbringing with the culture and that. But again, I think that's kind of made me just have a wider eye to everything. Do you know what I mean? And be more acceptant to a lot of things and appreciate a lot more things, and to not be such in a box. I find with a lot of people, well, not even a lot of people, but a lot of rappers and stuff, I find that they usually speak from necessarily just one sort of angle. Do you know what I mean? A lot of the time, where I think with my music is it's a lot more broader. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't say that I make music for 17, 18-year-olds. I couldn't say I make music for 19, 20, 40-year-olds, 20-year-olds. Do you know what I mean? That from the response that I get, my music is very broad. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's due to the influences and me being just the whole sort of having the impact of the cultures growing up from my mum and my dad. So it's like it always changes. You know what I mean? I think right now, I would say my favourite song is I Do. Yeah, I think I Do for me. I think I Do just touches on some concepts that were just like, for me, were like, that, you know, resonated really well and just kind of made so much sense to me. But at the same time, I love Crowns. I love So Rich. I love Butterflies. Like, there's a lot of tracks.
What about Midnight Moon?
Midnight Moon. Midnight Moon's my jam. Do you know what I mean? Midnight Moon. I like Midnight Moon, man. That's my jam. You know, that will get everybody up and going. So Midnight Moon's dope as well. But yeah, I'll say I Do. The only way you're gonna get seen is if you stand out and you do something different. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's not that I've consciously, again, it's not like I've consciously got up and gone, I'm gonna do something different. Do you know what I mean? I've just been myself, which ultimately is different. Everybody is different. Do you know what I mean? If you just be yourselves. But a lot of people, again, they feel pressured that they have to conform to be accepted by everyone around you. Do you know what I'm saying? And ultimately, my goal is not to be accepted. It's to be heard. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can accept it, you don't accept it. It doesn't bother me. As long as you can hear the music and you understand what I'm trying to say, then I'm good. So yeah, no pressure at all, man. Because a few people have said that to me before as well. Like, you should do this, or you should do a commercial thing, or or jump on a grime track. And I'm just like, but why? Why? Do you know what I mean? Like, but I don't want to. Like, that's not me. Do you know what I mean? A time may come where the style's definitely going to switch up and I might do other things. But right now, it's like, I think just staying true to yourself and letting your individuality shine through. That's what you can do, man. That was a really great moment. Shout out to UK Unsigned Hype as well for nominating me for that, or giving me the award for that. No, I was over the Midnight Moon for that, man, because like, it's the ones where like UK Unsigned Hype has so many rappers, you know what I mean, that go there on a monthly basis and perform. So many talented dudes there, so many talented rappers and whatnot. So for them to be like, we've recognised you, we want to give you the award for Best Male Hip Hop Artist of the Year, that's like, yeah, I can only be humbled by that, man, because like I said, there's so much talent down there, but the fact that they recognised what I was doing and what the whole Paradigm team was doing, I think it's so sick. So again, that's another question. Alright, no, my five favourite, I'll stick to that because I break it down. I think it'll be Tupac, Biggie, KRS-One. I can't lie, for me personally, you know, he's quite new on the scene, but he's slowly peeking his way in there. That's Kendrick Lamar. I think for me, Kendrick Lamar has kind of done things, said things where I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And Nas, I'm a big fan of Nas, like, but then there's Eminem, man. No, but yeah, so Tupac, Biggie, KRS-One, Kendrick Lamar, and Nas. Yeah, that's my top five. For now, ask me tomorrow, it's going to be a completely different story. There's so much talent that's coming through on the next level. You know what I mean? Like, all sort of artists. I can't lie, I'm not a massive UK hip-hop fan. Do you know what I mean? I'm not massive. But from what I've seen and what I've heard and what I've listened to, I'm like, geez, man, we got some real talent in London, you know what I mean? In the UK, like, not even in London. So I think it's great, but at the same time, I feel like it can also get a bit messy, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think there's also a lot of artists out there that ain't getting the recognition that they deserve. Artists that I've seen that I'm just like, why is this dude on every, you know, dropping like videos on SBTV, he's getting all this recognition, one guy, and he's just chatting, ultimately just trash, you know what I'm saying? And then there's a next guy, you know, actually, I'm not saying that you got to be deep or anything like that, but actually just coming out with hot bars and real lyrics, and there's a real level of skill involved, and they don't get the recognition. I see that happen a lot, do you know what I mean? I don't know what that is like with the rest of the world, but I can only speak from what I've seen in the UK. So I feel like the talent's there, the talent is there. We've got a real dope scene going on, but I feel like we need to really start pushing for certain artists, do you know what I mean, to represent the culture, rather than just, oh, he raps. Do you know what I mean? You know, let's put some light on him. We need to actually start looking at, no, but he's actually saying something. Do you know what I mean? And he actually represents something, and ultimately push this whole culture in the right direction. You know, in a positive direction, should I say? So I think, yeah, to simply put it, the scene is dope, the talent is there, but I just wish we would start pushing a lot more of our artists as well, so who deserve it. Man, it was a grind, do you know what I mean? It still is a grind. You know, so I think Barney, I don't know what, like, I think a lot of people have misconceptions on Barney, you know, like someone, what did someone say to me the other day? Like, they thought it was like in some like countryside or something like that, and I was just like, what? Like, this is Barney, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Barney is man, it's a grind, it's a struggle, just like anywhere else. Do you know what I'm saying? You got the same problems, you got the same issues going on. For me, I've grown up there my whole life, but it's definitely, as much as I love it, you know, it's my home ultimately. I definitely would wish that I could jump out. Do you know what I mean? When the opportunity comes, boom, I ain't gonna think twice. Do you know what I mean? Because I think, like I said, it's not even just with Barney, it's a lot of places. It's just there's a real sort of I don't know, a rundown sort of vibe that just ain't for me. Do you know what I mean? Just ain't for me. So yeah, I don't really do this whole New Year's resolution thing. I'm quite just like every day. Like the reason why I don't do the whole resolution thing is because humans built this calendar. You know what I mean? We built this calendar. We don't. It's not necessarily in our blood to follow this guideline of January, February, March, April, May. Do you know what I mean? Like that's not necessarily the way we was designed to live. Do you know what I mean? I see it as when the sun comes up in the morning, that's a new day to start again. Do you know what I mean? And that's the same thing every day. So every day is an opportunity to start something, start again new, start fresh, have new goals, have new ideas, have new ambitions and whatnot. I feel that if you're always waiting for a specific date, as soon as that date passes and you haven't met those goals, you're going to wait again until that kind of date comes back again. Do you know what I mean? A month obviously later or whatnot. So that whole New Year's resolution thing, I'm just a bit like, it's just another day to me, man. Every day we're moving forward, like, and that's just how I see it. If there was things that I would like to do this year, you know what I mean, for the sake of 2015, it would be more just like, I think travelling, man, seeing the world. That's what I want to do, man. Again, like, just broadening my horizons to new things. Paradigm Entertainment is basically like a collective of creatives, which is like a whole team of friends who just kind of work together in helping each other reach their goals and kind of hit where they want to be, you know, with their own individual stuff and as a collective. You know, I mean, shout out to the whole team. Like, we've got DA, so he's a producer. He was on the producer So Rich. You know, he's got, his sound is just dope, like dope. So shout out to DA. Shout out to my brother Carl as well. He's the one who also done the design of So Rich. He does a lot more of the logistical side of the whole Paradigm Entertainment thing. He does design as well. He's an actor. Then we've got Son, who does all the visuals as well. So he's got a real sharp eye for visuals. He's the one who's done So Rich, Butterflies, that sort of thing. So yeah, he's like the videographer, but he's also a producer as well. Like, mad talented. And then we've got, I mean the team's just big. We've got Patch, who's another rapper as well, dope rapper, who's going to be dropping his tape soon. So that's going to be sick. One to watch, the Pirate EP. It's going to be dope. So yeah, I mean, and the team's bigger than that. There's a lot more of us, but I'll just be sitting here kind of curling forever, you know what I mean? So it's basically just a collective of creatives all under one roof, helping each other do their thing. So gym, man, I'm kind of like, at the moment I've been slacking in it, but I'm a bit of a gym freak. Like, as soon as I get into that routine, I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I keep that going. Lately I've been way off, but yeah, I like to hit the gym now and again. I feel like that starts my time to kind of just clear my mind. You know what I mean? A lot of people have their own sort of ways of dealing with things. Some people might drink, some people might smoke, some people might go for a run, you know, whatever that might be. But mine's like, when I need to like clear my brain, I'm like, to the gym. Do you know what I mean? Let me go throw some dumbbells. I'm not gonna throw no dumbbells, but so yeah. What else do I like to do? I like to chill, vibe, make music, write songs. I don't know, man. Anything that kind of just comes my way, to be fair, you know what I mean? I'm not really a big party person either. Like, I like party. Don't get me wrong. Let me rephrase that. I'm not a club person. Do you know what I mean? I love house parties. I love going out. I'm linking up with the team and that, and enjoying the vibes. But yeah, I'm not really a big club person. I think there's going to be more features, more features, more visuals, and just more of my face, man. Expect more of my face. I'm just going to be pushing everything that I have, trying to get myself out there more and more. And yeah, I think the main thing is collabs. I really want to start collabing. There's a lot of artists out there that I've seen doing their thing coming up, and I'm just like, yeah, dope. Do you know what I'm saying? That I'd love to work with. So yeah, I think that's the main thing, to be fair, more visuals. And also I want to be travelling a lot more, like I said before, but not just also for the sake of travelling, but I want to be, you know, travelling with the music, performing outside of the UK or further up north or sort of thing. So yeah, possibly a tape by the end of the year, hopefully, if all goes to plan. So yeah, it'll be sick.